Spoilers for Sonic 3. Don't watch this if you haven't watched Sonic 3.
The Sonic movies have been a runaway success, but while Sonic and his friends are immortal, human actors sadly aren't. Jim Carrey, singer of I'm the Walrus, unfortunately exploded at the end of Sonic 3, meaning that Jeff Fowler, director of Sonic 2, needs to pick a new villain for Sonic 4. Obviously, Metal Sonic was just introduced to the Sonic movie universe, so you may think that he is the villain, but there's a hidden Easter egg where he's completely destroyed by Amy Rose. But don't worry, there are a few other villains in the Sonic movie universe for Jeffrey to pick from. For starters, there's a Bio-Lizard, who was featured in an old movie that Maria and Shadow watched 50 years ago. Unfortunately, the average lifespan of lizards is at most 40 years, so the Bio-Lizard has likely already died of old age. There's also Iblis and by extension Mephiles and Solaris, but he can't appear either, since Knuckles killed him in the Knuckles show. No, I'm not joking. Apart from Johnny, the Sonic series is pretty sparse on well-known villains. Jeff has accounted for this by introducing movie-only human villains. The big one is Eggman's husband, Agent Stone, but they also introduced a few in the Knuckles series, and there's one I want to talk about, Agent Mason. Agent Mason is played by Kid Cudi. Cudi?
I've been informed that it's pronounced Cuddy.
Agent Mason is played by Kid Cudi.
He did the credits music in Sonic 2.
If Jeff Bezos decides to follow this pattern, this means that the next villain in the series will be played by the person who made the credits music for Sonic 3. Jelly Roll. Jelly Roll recently put out a music video for his Sonic song, and it contains some shocking lore implications for his abilities and relationships with the characters. For starters, it's shown that Jelly Roll is working with Shadow the Hedgehog, someone who already gives Sonic and his mates a hard time.
Tails is dead!
He also seems to have a pyrokinesis ability, which could suggest that he stole Blazer Cat's power. However, this is only Jelly Roll's first form. When he shifts into his low poly form, Sonic and his pals are really in trouble. Low poly Jelly is miles faster than Sonic. Look at this, Sonic has to sprint to keep up with his jogging, and when Jelly hops on his motorcycle, he leaves Sonic in the dust. He can also use Sonic's warp ring to teleport, meaning that Sonic won't be able to hide from him. His low poly form also doesn't seem to be properly tracked to the camera, suggesting he exists on a fourth dimensional plane, much like Solaris.
As if that wasn't enough, Jelly can change his size at will.
While stopping innocent people, Jelly effortlessly knocks over the Tower of Japan. He can also affect the size of others, seen here when he shrinks Sonic and his chums down to put them into bubbles. You may wonder why Jelly has also shrunk himself into a bubble. I believe this is Jelly's way of taunting his foes, as he is noticeably less panicked about being in a bubble. Jelly also has thousands of adoring fans, meaning that he can use his influence to turn the public against Sonic at any time. To round out Team Jelly Roll, there's also his trusted friend David. David similarly has a low poly form, but we've not yet seen the extent of his low poly power. However, I believe David and Jelly's relationship could be the key to Sonic and his cohorts coming out on top. David is absent from many of Jelly's performances early in the video, and isn't even credited in the description, unlike Shadow the Hedgehog, suggesting that Jelly doesn't trust or respect David as much as he does Shadow.
David could grow to resent this, and this could be how Sonic and his friends beat Jelly.
Well, that's all I've got for today. Are you excited for Sonic, Tails, Knuckles and Sally to take on the formidable Jelly Roll? Leave a comment telling me how right I am.